Thank you, Presiding Officer. I too congratulate my colleague Jill Mackay on securing this debate. It's a hugely important debate, obviously, by the amount of MSPs that are speaking in it. I also want to thank Asthma Lung UK Scotland, British Lung Foundation and ASH Scotland for their engagement and very helpful briefings ahead of this debate. And there's a couple of people I need to give a shout out to in Dumfries and Galloway Council at the Youth Work Department, Kelly Ross and Mark Malloy. They've met with me and we've been starting to work together to highlight and tackle the issues of vaping in our young people across Dumfries and Galloway. And as co-convener of the Lung Health Cross-Party Group and as a registered nurse, I'm really interested in the impact of vaping, not only on lung health, especially with the very serious health concerns that have been expressed by medical experts, but I'm also interested in Gillian Mackay's motion, as it states that she's extremely concerned about the environmental impact of the single-use vapes and the safety of these devices. Presiding Officer, I'll just pick up on a couple of things because I know our time is a bit challenged today. The materials used in disposable vapes, they do make them a potential hazard to humans, to wildlife and the environment when they are thrown away. And the lithium is used for batteries. It's a precious metal which is already facing a global shortage. Over 10 tonnes of lithium was thrown out with disposable vapes in the UK in the last year. And that's enough to make batteries for 1,200, that's 1,200 electric cars. If we're going to address the climate emergency and enable a green transition, we need to make the best use of scarce materials like lithium. If disposable vapes were rechargeable, they could be reused up to 300 times, and this would drastically reduce the number of vapes ending up in landfill every day. Vaping can reduce the function of the lungs due to the disturbance of gas exchange and the inflammation in the tissues that it causes. So in my nurse career in the operating room, I used to work on people's lungs laparoscopically, and sometimes you would see directly the damage of lungs by cigarette smoking, but we are now starting to see e-cigarette vaping associated lung injury, which is also known as EVALI, and a public health investigation in Illinois and Wisconsin in the US found the median age of patients suffering from EVALI was 21 years old, Presiding Officer. Despite what the industry might say, nicotine does have a detrimental health effect. Adolescents are more vulnerable to nicotine dependency than adults. Chronic nicotine exposure can impact brain development. And we heard from Dr. Jonathan Coates at Gillian Mackay's roundtable on Monday, and Dr. Coates presented at a Lung Health Cross-Party Group that my colleague Alexander Stewart and I attended a few months ago, and he presented the facts around the harm that vaping does to young people's brains. We know that there's an impact on brain development, and it can contribute to cognitive and attention deficit conditions and worsen mood disorders, including depression and suicidal thoughts. So this is a huge issue. It's clear that something needs to be done. One of the statistics that I found was that one vape is like smoking 52 cigarettes. So it's something that, you know, clearly we need to be concerned about. One thing I would like to know from the Minister is that the Internal Market Act might need obviously consideration if we are going to propose changes to regulation. So I'd be interested to know whether there needs to be some kind of exclusion in the Internal Market Act for regulations to be taken forward. And
you do need to conclude, Ms Harper.
Presiding Officer, it's my last sentence. I'm thanking Gillian Mackay again. Thank you.